Guys, we're used to the Falcons doing that. Kyle Pitts probably ruined a lot of guys' fantasy leagues. I mean, it's been, every single year they're saying, it's going to be the year, it's going to be the year. Well, after that, I mean, maybe. Oh, yeah, this game had it all, though.
NFC champions. Buccaneers were, we are kings of the world. Nobody's hiding from.
Hand the ball off and into the end zone goes Sean Tucker. Cousins over the middle, wide open, and there into the end zone goes Kyle Pitts, who's been solid. And 63 yards. Cousins open. He's got Pitts. Cuts on the inside, gets taken down inside the 25, catches 93 yards. Cousins going that way again. He's got it. Touchdown. Mayfield. Beat down the left sideline, got a man wide open. Tackled to the 26. And the kick is down the middle. The 21 for 173 off the fake. Going deep downfield for Evans. He's got it. Goal. Four-man rush. Pass. Caught. Touchdown. Devin Hope. Robinson and Pitts. And that ball is loose. Here's the pass, hold in. Chris Godwin for the touchdown. White is the running back. Stays in the block, flares out. Pass into the end zone. To the outside. Into the end zone. Brian Robinson for the Bijan Robinson for the three runs at Herbert the other night. Sure did. Ooh, 2nd and 10. Pass to the outside is going to be picked off. Cousins throws, caught. Mooney spins, loses the ball. It's out. Cousins goes the other way. Pitts, can he handle it? They say touchdown. Pitts back and forth. Look out. Cousins gets rid of it. Not close. Cousins goes, reaching up, is Sills. And the kick is just inside the left upright.
And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the NFL. Please like and subscribe. I hope you guys did, in fact, enjoy one of the better Thursday night games we have seen in a while. Again, this divisional battle as the Falcons upset the Bucs, as I was hate watching this entire game. 29-28. Again, they came back down from 2 touchdowns in that fourth quarter to win the game. Or no, it was 1 touchdown. You get the no, it was 2 touchdowns, right? Let's do the math. I think yeah, it was 2 touchdowns. No, yeah, it definitely was, because it was 28-14 in the fourth quarter. Crazy comeback for the Falcons. They obviously had a couple turnovers that kind of detrimented that for them. But as you guys can see, the Falcons are technically still alive for a playoff spot. No, I forgot they were eliminated. I always forget about that. But anyways, for the Falcons, they moved to 5-9. They're really cooking the Rams draft spot here. I do need them to lose their last 3 games, but if you look at their schedule, it's not going to happen. The Cardinals are one of the worst teams in football. They've just been dead. They're like they're freaking dead birds. Saints, I mean, maybe they lose that. The Rams game, hopefully they do lose. So realistically, they're going to finish 7-10, and that's just not great. They'll probably still be 12th or 13th. No, probably 10 through 12 in the draft, which obviously isn't bad, but I need a top 5 pick, guys. Start losing more games, Jesus. But anyway, for the Bucs, they ball at 7-7. There's a lot of concerns you'll have for them. There's a chance that Todd Bowles will be getting fired sometime soon because of how bad this is. They're playing Carolina next week. They're not going to win the game with how things are going right now, even though obviously the Panthers are probably going to lose this week to the Saints. You'll see that in the predictions tomorrow. Dolphins, that should be an interesting game, and also the Panthers. I think they will win 2 of these last 3 games. I don't know which ones they'll actually win. I see them losing the Panthers, and I think it is a very realistic scenario, considering the Panthers technically right now are top of the division, that the Panthers will be hosting a playoff game and knocking off a team, whoever the heck the 5 seed ends up being in the NFC. That's what my personal opinion on things are going right now. We'll see how things again shake out. But other than that, I know there's some housekeeping things to get to before we get into this. Really, again, the takeaways for this. First things first, guys. The past 4 times, and let's go back. I might be wrong, misguided on this. This was a good game. This was also a good game. this wasn't. So, guys, the past 6 times these teams have played, it's been really good. If you don't remember, week 1 of this season, the Bucs won on a game-winning field goal. That was the game, I think, Mika Buka had 2 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. But again, we go back to 2023, the past 6 times they met. This game was good. I mean, it wasn't great, but maybe this one wasn't good. This was a good game, though. This was battle for first place in the division between the Bucs and Falcons. Yeah, this game, Rashad White had a big game. I think he had, he had a big-time game, 31-yard touchdown, too. Baker played well. And then you go to last year, this is when it really starts ramping up, and with Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins had a combined, what was it? How many touchdowns did he throw in this game? He threw 4. Yeah, he had a combined 8 touchdowns and 1 interceptions and 400 yards per game passing against the Bucs. Because last year, this is when the Falcons, again, when they were on the top of the division, before they fell off, and Kirk Cousins also fell off. Against the Bucs, he threw 4 touchdowns in this game. That's when the Bucs fell to 4-4. And then this was again the big time game. This was also Thursday night last year. Walk-off touchdown from Kaderil Hodge. Kirk Cousins broke the Thursday night passing yard records with 500 yards. Again, threw 4 touchdowns in this game as well. I don't know what it is, but when he plays on Thursday Night Football the past couple times today, again, obviously it's resulted in a lot of success. But other than that, that's what I had in the first thing. The other thing I had 2 more things to get into. First is I didn't realize this, but on Wednesday the Week 17 flex schedule was released. I thought they were gonna have 3 games on Saturday. I guess that's not what they're doing, which makes sense. I mean, I really like more games on Sunday, which makes me like, what the heck? I really don't like these again, especially with the games they have here. I'm happy with what they did. Texans Chargers though, 4:30 on NFL Network. This is a week from 2 weeks from Saturday. This will be your game. Again, this is I think the 27th. Again, this is like a playoff push sort of game. They got Ravens Packers on Peacock. This will probably be an elimination game, and all things said for the Ravens if I had to guess, because again, Week 18 and stuff. Packers though, this should obviously be for the division or something. But again, Peacock, they have an exclusive game for the 3rd straight year. 4th straight year, right? Third straight year, because they had the playoff game in 2023. 2 playoff games in 2023. Last year they had the Week 1 game. Now they have this game in Week 17. Cardinals got flexed to 1 o'clock on Sunday. Seahawks Panthers, that's the biggest game here, and then Giants Raiders. So 2 of the games are definitely clunkers, but we'll talk about that later when we get there for Week 17, which is getting in a couple weeks. Anyway, I want to compare this game to the other Thursday nighters we've seen so far this season. All right, Commanders Packers, that's not as good as this one. Bills Dolphins, not as good. Seahawks Cardinals, close but not as good. Niners Rams, this might be close. I still think I'm going to say that this game's better than that one because of the comeback we saw. Obviously, that Niners-Rams game was pretty wild. Giants, no. Steelers-Bengals was really good. That's definitely a contender. No. Maybe no. So, and probably no. So, realistically, guys, we have 2 more Thursday nighters. Oh, again, these massive last 2 Thursday nighters. Again, this one's on Christmas. But, realistically, the only Thursday nighters I really see as contenders are Niners, Rams, and Steelers-Bengals. I'm going to say Steelers-Bengals is probably better than this one overall. But, yeah, this was definitely probably one of the better, top 3 Thursday night football games we've seen by far this season. But anyway, back to this actual game. The takeaways can come from this. Kirk Cousins, I do think, had obviously his best game in a really long time now. Again, biggest thing I've noticed early just seen with Kirk Cousins as he's been an Atlanta Falcon, other than again him just falling off a cliff last year, he and Kyle Pitts have really had a good connection. Obviously, this was again big seen in this game, but he just gets the ball to the dude, and again Kyle Pitts just makes plays. It's that simple with him. And again, if I'm Michael Penix, that is something that, again, at least prioritize this offseason. Again, obviously ACL, but they need to get this guy the football because he's so talented. I understand he's obviously he's been a bust so far in his career, but this is just a guy you got to get the ball to. He's too talented. There's a reason he was picked 4th overall back in 2021. He showed it in a game like this. Bijan, nothing taken away from him. He had 170 scrimmage yards. He's by far the best player on this team. He's an absolute, probably, I think he's the best running back in football. He shows it every single week. He's definitely been the most consistent back this year as well. For Kirk Cousins, though, flat out amazing game. He obviously had one really tough fumble there, but again, thank God they reserved that. But again, when he plays against the Bucs on Thursday night the past 2 years, he just absolutely torches them, and he showed up in this game. So many good ball placement. Again, this is just plays you need. In terms of the Rams draft positioning with this, definitely doesn't help. Please go back to sucking. But anyway, offensive line was very good. I think there were definitely some plays that they did get a little bit taken advantage of in terms of what we saw off the edge, but overall, their offensive line was fantastic. For this defense, a lot of good things I saw came in the second year. I don't think the linebackers played their greatest game. Kobe Bryant, he got targeted 12 times. He held up there. Again, former Seahawk. I don't really know what happened to him. No, my bad. He was UDFA out of Kansas. He had a pick 6 off of Dylan Gabriel a couple years ago in the Oklahoma-Kansas game. That's when Oklahoma was undefeated. That's who it was. Kobe Bryant, the UDFA, had a really good game. Xavier Watts continues to play better. Jesse Bates had one of his best games of the season. I did not love the way AJ Terrell played. He was way too physical. I don't think he got called for a flag, but it really took away from his ability to I don't know, in zone coverage, he just really was. It was non-existent. D. Alford, again, is one of I haven't really realized this, but I kind of went back today to watch a lot of his film. This is a guy who has had a breakout season in the slot. He, again, wasn't as good as we're used to seeing out of him, but he's still had a monster game. Lakill London, and then again, James Pierce, who again seems to be, again, they're reaping the benefits from that trade, I guess. And again, Jalen Walker didn't look great, but honestly, guys, this defense came through there towards the end of the game. No, shut down that Bucs offense. And if I'm a Falcons fan, I'm elated with this performance, even though you guys are cooking the Rams draft position. All right, for the Bucs. A lot of concerns. I already kind of talked about like the overall picture with them in terms of the playoffs. But if you're a Bucs fan right now, it's got to come down to this offense figuring things out. Because at least defensively, from what I've seen the past 2 weeks, this is not a defense that you can really hang your hat on because of the fact they're just not really that talented. For the offense, though, Baker Mayfield has not been accurate enough or really poised enough on these third down situations to again consistently move the ball up and down the field. I understand a third and freaking 28, guys. You should be able to stop that. 4th and 14. That again, defensively, that should be something that gets stopped. That is the reason they lost this game at the end of the day. But again, the fact that this offense went AWOL in the fourth quarter, and there were definitely a lot of other drives where they just had nothing going, is a monster issue. And honestly, guys, I understand Mike Evans just came back. With these 4 receivers, again, I don't think Jalen McMillan's the greatest, but when you have these 4 receivers, there's no excuse he shouldn't be throwing over 300 yards every single game. This is probably a top 5 receiving core in football. Yes, the offensive line wasn't great. Yes, they couldn't really run the ball. Bucky Irving couldn't get ahead of like one explosive, but there's no excuse for this offense not being able to play better. Honestly, guys, it's obviously the defense's main fault here, but again, I just thought there was definitely a lot more left in the field from this offense because honestly, guys, they were dominating in the front 7 for most of this game. But again, Mike Evans made a couple big plays. He looks like he's obviously the best receiver in this team when he's healthy. It's good to see him back again. His 1,000-yard streak receiver season obviously sucks. That streak's gonna be over. Emeka Egbuka, again, I won't say he's hit a rookie wall, but there's just a lot of routes he's running that just aren't as effective as they need to be. And I guess really holding back his game right now. Chris Godwin, again, he was just kind of a little slow out of his routes in the slot. I still think he had a decent game. Jalen McMillan, again, was pretty physical in this game. Not good run blocking. Devin Culp, kind of forgot he was on this team. You're not used to seeing him catch passes. Nonetheless, a touchdown there as well. But yeah, Bucs offense weren't good enough in this game defensively. I already talked about I don't think they're talented enough. Antoine Winfield and Jamel Dean were literally the only guys making consistent tackles in the open field. Deion Jones was incredibly undisciplined as he always has been. Again, he is just, again, a vet who you kind of know what you're going to get with him. Christian Eisen was good in the slot. I liked how he played. Levante David was decent against the run, but he's just a little slower than he was last year, which again is a big issue for this defense. Pass rush, outside of Hassan Reddick winning really fast off the edge pretty consistently, they got absolutely nothing. Yaya Diaby could not win. I will say there was a couple power rushes I liked out of his. I guess you could technically chart as wins, but didn't really get actual pressure, so I'm not going to go crazy on that. Logan Hall, I think, was decent against the run, but, like, bro, when you're not getting consistent pressure, how much can you really value that? But other than that, I mean, like, I did like some of the Todd Bowles calls, but at the end of the day, guys, 3rd and 28, 4th and 14, those cannot be converted. Also, to the tune of 476 yards to the Falcons offense also isn't going to get it done. They were really bad on 3rd down in this game. Again, 5-11 doesn't look too bad, but guys, this Bucs defense needs to do better. If it wasn't for 19 penalties by Atlanta, I think this game would have been went in the Bucs' favor as long as it did. I'd be very extremely disappointed if I was a Bucs fan from this game. A lot of takeaways, but it's probably the best Thursday night game we've seen all year. I'm done yapping. I'll see y'all for the predictions for Sunday. We have a 14 game slate to get through for that. So yeah, get ready for a wild one there.
Ball interactive. Whoa! Paye just got hit by Brooks Orpik at center out ice, and he launched him 25 feet.